Namaste all. Hi. We are starting a new episode rather of talk. My first question is, what is the knowledge for? The knowledge. And what the knowledge supposed to be? You may say by education you get knowledge. I will say a big blatant no as the answer. No education could earn you, you could earn by education anything but cannot be called a knowledge. Yeah, of course, knowledge. But the knowledge. Ultimately, what do you gain anything new? Call it knowledge. We can call it. But the knowledge for what it stands. The knowledge is becoming the knowledge when you come to know about you or the whole world, the secret of this world. That's called knowledge. Otherwise, you may know Newton founded that solar, that much thing. Nehru said that. How it can be a knowledge? It's only informations. So knowledge is something earned by your mental power, the will power, I will say. So in a short language, we can say knowledge is something about you only. If you understand, if you come to collect the data about you, it's called the real knowledge. The knowledge supposed to be as a tool to find out you. I was saying all days I was saying this thing. But from today, I am supplementing some evidence also. Some scientific texts I am including in my talk, such as Gita, Bhagavat Gita, and in Bhagavata, Kapila Vasudeva. There is a Kapila Upadesham. Upadesham means advice, admonish. So I will put the things up by quoting that. So knowledge is a weapon. Knowledge is an energy, and at last, knowledge is your Atman, soul. So without Atman, without soul, you cannot sustain. You are not there. Without knowledge, you cannot sustain. And we examine the backgrounds of these two instructions. When Bhagavad Gita got delivered, and also when Kapila Maharshi delivered his speech towards his mother or to his mother, the background of these deliberations are very much different. In two different kind of situations was there or were there. Kapila Maharshi was requested to say something. When his mother Devahuti, she asked something to erase her ignorance about the world and to enhance his discrimination about the soul. She inquired, she asked something. As per those questions, Kapila replied. That is Kapila Upadesha. And it was a deep one. What I will say, it is a deep one. Kapilopadesham is a well glorified chapter in any spiritual platforms. Any spiritual masters would quote at least one thing about Kapilopadesham in his or her whole speech. So Kapila Maharshi was requested to deliver something, to speak something about the creation of this universe and what is the importance of devotion and how the humankind has to go forward and what is the behaving way to behave the humankind to get moksha, the supreme position, the merging with the great soul. These were the questions Devahuti asked. So Kapila Maharshi had come to speak. He was very calm, very quiet, very silent. But he was asked, rather he was pushed to speak something. That was the situation about Kapila Maharshi's advice. And we come to the Bhagavad Gita. If you come to the Bhagavad Gita, I think in this big universe and in this big earth, one out of 10 people at least would know about Bhagavad Gita. I'm sure. At least he would have heard about that. He would have heard about that. At least he would have heard the name Bhagavad Gita. That's the influence of today's life by the Bhagavad Gita. In America, in Europe, in Australia, I don't know about in Africa continent, but everywhere Bhagavad Gita is tooled like a management science. The absolute management. And if you examine the background of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita deliberation, Bhagavad Gita occurrence, we can see that the just opposite, rather different kind of situations was there. If Kapila Maharshi was asked, here Bhagavan Sri Krishna come to speak. Bhagavan Sri Krishna at last decided to speak to Arjuna because of his vainglories. his blabbering rather. And Bhagavan had come to speak, because Arjuna was thinking something said by him is the knowledge, is the science. And by that sense, by that consciousness, Arjuna was speaking the utter foolishness things, utter stupidity, utter rubbish was said by Arjuna. Then Bhagavan, there was no other go. Bhagavan had to step in and had to hammer on his head. By his words he did it. The thunderous, bombastic words. The first sloka I will, not for an explanation, here I am just randomly standing. You can see the power of that. Ashocyan anvashocastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasu nagatasumscha nanishochanti panditaha. Electrification would be felt in your whole body when you hear about Gita shlokas. Even shlokas can wake you up. What would be the power of Bhagavan's words? And what would be the experience of Arjuna hearing that? So the knowledge is always there. Even a child, an infant, starting to get knowledge till he breathe or she breathe. But the real knowledge, besides the informations, you should have some knowledge. In the real sense, the knowledge is the information about your spirit. To wake up Arjuna, Bhagavan used these words. And also Bhagavan said that, Arjuna, this is not at all my words, my interpretations only. And our ancestors, the sages, the great sages, spoke and proved. That's why I am saying this. And the power behind these words is the power of the soul of that words, those words. So the background was different. The valorous Arjuna was taking his weapon and was getting ready to fight in that war, so-called Mahabharata war. Sibling rivalry, fratricidal war. The fight between brothers, Kaurava and Pandava. Arjuna wanted to see them more closely, and Bhagavan asked her to move forward his chariot. As a charioteer, or like a charioteer, Bhagavan did obey Arjuna. With a smile, he took the bridle and led the horses. In the middle of the war field, Bhagavan stopped very closely to his opponent's war field and started to introduce each of them to Arjuna. That was the scene behind Bhagavad Gita. It was not at a hermitage. It was delivered at a world warfield. So the words should be more powerful for Arjuna. Rather, the simple words can simple words are understandable for Devahudi. That's the difference. And what was about Arjuna? We all know it was a fratricidal war, the Mahabharata war. The brothers were in fight with each other. Arjuna was very close to the opponents, Kauravas. What was about Devahudi? She was a simple and loveful mother. She only knew to love others. What is the power of love, especially maternal love? A son can understand mother's heart, and mother, when she asks for something, understand that my son should understand what I need. Devahudi was completely detached. Her husband Kabila had already left the hermitage, and the Kabila's 9 sisters, her 9 daughters, got married and left her. In the seclusion at the very same hermitage, Devahudi came to Kabila and asked, so as I said earlier, simple words can be understandable by Devahudi or to Devahudi. So Bhagavan spoke in her words. That's the great quality of a great master. A master always speaks to understand his or her disciple. If his disciple more intelligent, the word should be cut short, but would be the deepest. So here, Devahudi was a simple lady, simple mother. Bhagavan has to put his words very simply and powerfully to her mind. Put into her mind. Arjuna was very arrogant. He didn't regard Bhagavan as a friend even. He treated Bhagavan like a chariot at the warfield. But rest of the day, he is the best friend of Arjuna. But when coming to the warfield, Arjuna got changed. Ratham sthapayame Achyuta. Oh Achyuta, please move forward and put the chariot on in between 2 sides, and please introduce all to me. Bhagavan was put his finger towards each opponents. Those were very close relative or very close friends also of Arjuna. Then Arjuna got collapsed because Arjuna was arrogant. Arjuna was always thinking Bhagavan knows nothing because he is born in a jail and brought up in Vrindavan, were full of cattle. Among that, cattle fields and gopikas. So he loves his friend, yet he had a feel of derision about Bhagavan or on Bhagavan. Did not consider as a friend of him or friend. But Bhagavan, in the vice versa, was very keen, very loveful, also very respectful, and Bhagavan knows once I would have to intervene. Then Arjuna started to blabber his vainglories. So and so, this is not good for a Kshatriya. The virtue of Kshatriya will be demolished. This is not the dharma of Kshatriya. And was starting to cry even at the war field. Bhagavan has come to intervene, then shouted down him, hammered with his words, and put him up. He uplifted Arjuna. Those by the words, by the electrifying words. So we have seen two different backgrounds. I will speak further about that on the talk. This is not the talk. I was just introducing what will be going on from tomorrow in this channel. From tomorrow we will speak about each shlokas in each episode. I wish to do so. Bhagavan may bless. At a time we will not look into both sciences, Kapila's Sankhya and Bhagavan's Sankhya. Once we complete the Gita's Sankhya, then we start the Kapila's Sankhya. Each shlokas, one shloka in per each episode. That's the way we think to accomplish this study. So be there tomorrow on this channel. As always, good day, goodbye, Jai Shri Krishna.